Hello everyone. This is Will Duckworth, lead strategist at Narrowgate Trading. It's Wednesday, November 5, 2025, and after buying the Aussie dollar Japanese yen yesterday, the pair has now risen back into the descending stream of a bearish daily price flow channel from the perspective of what I call my 4-hour study chart setup. This suggests the rate is not likely to climb any higher than 100.49 at the most, and has probably already begun initiating a reversal to the downside. Sticking with this same chart configuration, the Aussie dollar US dollar is in essentially the same situation. The euro dollar British pound looks confused and conflicted. The day-to-day trend went from bullish to bearish on Monday, then back to bullish on Tuesday. While its more immediate price action was headed south on Monday, then north on Tuesday, and is now once again headed on a southbound trajectory, in opposition to the slope of its day-to-day price flow. The euro-yen mirrors the same price structure as the Aussie dollar and the Aussie yen. Ditto with respect to the cable yen and the cable dollar. The euro-dollar US dollar is also looking at bearish day-to-day price action. But unlike so many of the other currency pairs, its more immediate price flow never opted to pull back to the north, but is merely neutral. The US dollar loonie is presently experiencing a pullback in its bullish day-to-day trend. And while still day-to-day bullish, the US dollar Swiss franc looks to be losing some of its momentum. As for the US dollar Japanese yen, its day-to-day price action officially turned bearish on Tuesday, with its shorter-term price flow probably about to rejoin the longer-term trend on a southbound trajectory at any hour, after having spent most of the last 24 hours in the midst of a temporary pullback. However, from the perspective of my weekly options chart configuration, the Aussie dollar Japanese yen is ultimately expected to head higher in the longer run. From the longer-term perspective, the US dollar Aussie dollar is neutral, but given that the rate is presently located in the lower zone of its overall price range, it too should ultimately hit higher. The euro dollar British pound is sporting a bullish weekly trend, not to mention 12-hour price flow, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it eventually head higher as well. The euro dollar Japanese yen is in sort of a no-man's land, almost in the middle of a neutral overall price flow. So whether it genuinely intends to head higher or lower at this point might reasonably be considered a 50-50 proposition. Other than the fact that it continues to defy projected support levels, almost everything about the British pound Japanese yen is bearish. Likewise with respect to the cable US dollar, except that in this case, it has yet to begin exiting the present pullback. Here too, absolutely everything about the euro dollar US dollar is bearish, except for the current pullback. My weekly configuration has nothing to add with respect to the US dollar loonie or the US dollar Swiss franc. And as for the US dollar Japanese yen, the trend is presently located in the middle of a neutral daily price flow, so where it might be headed next is anyone's guess, since it too is sort of positioned in the middle of a no-man's land. Now if I move to my daily charts, the Aussie dollar Japanese yen has a long way to fall to reach the lower half of its very bullish month-to-month price flow channel before it is in an ideal location for entering a longer range long position. The Aussie dollar US dollar is pretty much neutral from this perspective. In fact, in terms of the market structure observed on the rest of the daily charts, none of the peers really have anything significant in development, so I'm going to suspend saying anything more on this topic until they do. In the meantime, let me wish everyone the best of luck, and until next time, if indeed there actually is a next time, stay awesome. But bye for now.